Well, we're pleased to welcome Vincent Fo, chairperson of Street Activities, to tell us all about the planning, the coordination, and the work that we don't see going on behind the scenes to make these parades a success. So welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Yes, good morning. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here as well. And, you know, it's a very exciting time for us. We're talking all about Carnival. We're talking all about the parade. What can you tell us about the junior parade, in particular, the route?
Well, the junior parade starts at the Dr. William Connor Primary School. And we go along Keon Street, West Independence Square Street, right on the Bay Road, right up 4th Street, and then we finish at the Carnival Village. The reason for finishing at the Carnival Village is that we want the parents to find the area, that they can find the area where they can collect the children. Rather than ending on the street somewhere in town with children wander about the place, we have one spot where we'll make sure that the parents can come pick up their children and whatever.
Okay. So you mentioned the route. When is the Children's Carnival for those of us who are not?
It will be held tomorrow, the 31st of December, starting at 1 p.m. Finishes at about 5.
Okay.
All right. So it's all about the children. I was telling you, Vincent, before that this is perhaps the most anticipated event for me because I enjoy seeing the children enjoy themselves. Let's talk about the number of troops and the cultural groups that are going to be participating.
For the Junior Carnival?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately for this year, because of the last 2 years, we didn't have any street activities and that sort of. And to come back, it was like a sort of, when then we had the election. And then the planning the carnival was sort of late. So we sort of had a rush. But then Bold Carnival came on stream. That was the private entity that was putting on troops. So we decided to join up with them and have one big thing. But through the planning and process of it all, we brought in Junior Melbourne from St. Vincent, who is also a regular costume builder that comes to St. Kitts. And the Carnival Committee teamed up with him to make some costumes. The theme is like recyclable. Don't the plastic and save the paper. So that's one part of the team. So the theme for the Junior Carnival under the National Carnival Committee is the Beauty and the Beast. And that is, most of the costumes are made of recyclable material, plastic.
I was saying to you that makes Bassier look very picturesque.
Yep.
And obviously we were looking at the new route. Why the change?
The
change.
Why?
Yes.
Because of the fact that the amount of troops that were registered for this year, we had somewhere like 12 troops that were registered. And the amount of revelers per troop, you're looking at a troop like having about probably 5 to 1,000 revelers in it. So we're looking at the normal route, come along Kearn Street, down West Independence Square Street, 4th Street, Church Street. We would have been encountering some backlog and some jam. So after looking at all that, we decided, I think we need to extend it so we can give the revelers, after coming back for 2 years, enough playground to have fun, just enjoy themselves, be free, be themselves. And we decided that we look at giving it a longer route would help the bands because of the amount of person revelers within them, enough room to spread out and enjoy the route. That's the reason why we went with the extension. We have had several back and forth finalizing the route. At one point, we had I was street chair. We had started from up by the West by route, and we came down pretty cool. So we wanted to do that again. Then we were met with some challenges with the hospital and that sort of stuff. After meeting, having discussions with the administrator for the hospital, it was, it wouldn't be a problem because they have another access into the hospital in the event of, and also if it's had to happen where the ambulance is en route where the troop, they will move on the side, give it freeway to get in. Authority didn't like that, so they didn't give us the green light to go ahead. I said back and forth discussion, yeah, go, yeah, no. Eventually we said, look, let's go back to the original starting point. That is a Patsy Alice playfield. Yeah. And we take it from there and extend it onto Fun Road, onto the road there, Morris Drive, by the Craft House, down the Bear Road. So that in itself would give us enough playground for the troops to also have fun as well. And like I said, we don't want to have the back up and around, because we've been getting a lot of comment where persons are saying, Carnival has outgrown Bastard. And it's factual. We have seen that for Juve, and we can even witness that now for the Grand Parade because of the amount of troops, the amount of revelers per troop. So we didn't want the round and round, the 8 sign and Bastard. So starting at 11 o'clock would give them enough time to have fun. They don't have to hustle into town, hustle to the judging point, because we don't want the sun go down.
Yeah,
and you don't get to see the beauty of the troops. So in the bright sunlight, you're going to see the beauty of the costumes. You're going to see the beauty of the troops. You're going to see the revelers being themselves, enjoying themselves, and just taking that after 2 years, not out there, you come out this time and you're just having fun. So that's one of the reasons why we had made the decision of extending the route and having it start earlier.
Were there any complaints though? Regarding the early start and the late.
In everything, we're gonna get that. Yes, with some persons like the route's gonna be too long, and by the time some of the revelers done consume the alcohol and the food, they was only able to make it. But like we said to some of them, kind of when you see somebody look to getting too intoxicated, calm them down,
give them some water.
Exactly, and just tell them, listen, you're here to enjoy yourself. But a lot of the revelers, and having interaction with some of them, it's like they're going out to enjoy themselves. They don't care what, when, how, but they're going out to enjoy themselves. And once you find a reveler going to have that mentality, you can't limit them on
anything,
drinking, eating,
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that in relation to safety on the road, because that's a very valid point. You talk about the fact that people want to revel in Carnival. What precautions have been taken for safety?
Well, as over the years, that's something has always been a priority for the National Carnival Committee, and we include the medical service to be en route as well in the event of. They also have marshals. We reach out to the police and the defense force as well to be there to help prevent any mishaps or that sort of thing. So yes, that has been our number one priority, and we have put in place measures of having marshals assigned to the various troops, keep out non-revelers from being a part of the troop. Some of the troops are going to have border corded off by ropes, so their revelers are secured within their boundaries. And as I said, the medical team would be on stream as well, too. So in the event of we have a mishap, because we know we have some persons suffer with asthma or that sort of stuff there. So we have that measures in place.
What about the viewers? They sometimes get too close for comfort. What would be your advice to them?
Well, that's uncontrollable. But we'll try our best to make sure that the marshal's duty is to make sure that the onlookers don't get too close to the band. But like I said, when we got to look at it, after not being out there for like 2 years and to come back this year, you're going to find a lot of onlookers get in a little more excited, like the revelers, and they're gonna want to be like inting of the troop. But we just ask, those onlookers to you just stand off because you would enjoy the troop better by standing off rather than forcing yourself within the crowd to get inside of the troop. So that's one of the measures that we just ask in person. Then the marshals would be brief as to keep off. Give the distance between the troops and the onlookers so that the troops can flow and you don't have this interlocking where onlookers and that sort of stuff there. So.
All right. Finally, I want to focus on the criteria for judging the Grand Parade. What can you tell us, if anything, about how the best troop will be judged?
Well, the criteria is we're going to have possibly 3 judging points. At the first where we gathered, that's at the Patsy Ellis playing field, each troops would line up probably 10 revelers with the costumes, and the Queen or King of the Band costume. The judges, which would be a panel of 3 judges, would go around and be judging for craftsmanship. It's craftsmanship, you're gonna have presentation, the theme of the costume or the band, and under the grounds there's 100 points. On the street, we'll take our craftsmanship because the troops will be moving the costumes. So the judges won't be able to get that close up to judge craftsmanship. So just be judging for presentation, the spirit of the theme and that sort of thing. So, and we have this year, we have a section of the troop. The troop would identify a section that they want to have in the spirit of carnival. So that would just be judged on that level where they would just select just a section of their troop to be judged as the spirit of carnival. So in all its entirety, like, once the revelers get on the street, because, in a meeting with the band leaders, they were saying by the time some of the revelers reach as far as Greenlands, and you're looking at from Patsy Ellis playing field to Greenlands, they're going to be so overjoyed and active. Usually some of them have a backpack in them that contains a package for the troop. And from hearing some of the leaders, by the time they reach down on Kearn Street by Greenlands, some of them don't drop the backpack. And the costume, because the wailing and the whining, so the pieces of costume here they never wear. So, but, in that we just ask them, you just say revelers, listen, we have these different judging points. We also put a performance area. That's why along the pond road, they cross the stage in sections and they perform. They're going to be judged on their performance and that sort of thing on the stage. So we just ask them to just tell you regular, listen, we have these different judging points. When the stage, the last judging point, they could throw the shoes, they could throw whatever they wanted, because we know that's what's going to happen. Okay. Once they hit the performance stage, they in all the glory. And when they get off that and they hit the road, continuing to down is triple glory. So,
you said the parade for the adults starts at 11.
Yeah.
The fact that there's going to be judging at the Patsy Ellis playing field, that means they have to get there for what time?
We request there to be from 10 o'clock.
Wow. So
because, you see, I said 10 o'clock because I could tell you this much. We got notice where parade starts at 11. Mm-hmm. And one makeup artist have appointment up until 4 o'clock in the afternoon for persons who are going to go in the troop.
The troop's not going to have everybody to begin with then?
Well, we trust that they have the amount that they're supposed to have. Okay. Because when we got that notice, like, we start at 11 o'clock in the morning and you have appointment for persons who are going into troop at 4 o'clock or like after 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So when they already get their makeup, the troops will be probably coming down the Bell Road and they're going to join in. And like I said, over the years, I've seen that because you find we start the parade troops and some of the revelers, like, they just come from the makeup and they hear the gesture and they walk and get up with a piece of thing in your hand and,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's to them, it's their, is to just like explore and express the elements.
Nice.
So we can't take for them, but we would just like, you know, the revelers once and the band leaders to just inform the revelers to come out early.
Yes.
Because we want to start 11 o'clock. As I said, we don't want, when we do get into town, the sun going down and people like, oh, they ain't going to say this, they ain't going to say that. Nah. We want them to enjoy the
Good
troops.
stuff.
See them in all their glory. Because like I'm saying, after 2 years with nothing, come back,
Yeah.
it's a great excitement. And road activities and more for the parade day is one of the highlights of Carnival. Apart from the Juve Street Fete, the parade is one of the highlights. So persons look forward to being out there, seeing the troops. So we want them to enjoy it. As well as the revelers enjoying themselves and unwinding in their glory and elements, we want the onlookers to enjoy the troops and saying, boy, you know, after 2 years not seeing the troop on the road, I had fun. You know, I enjoyed this, I enjoyed that. They're going to see some relative or some friends.
Yeah.
Persons have come back home from overseas who was also big in the troop and we say, oh, look at that. You know, we can get that excitement. So, hey,
Yeah.
it is what it is, and we got to make the best of it.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
Well, Vincent Foe, chairperson of Street Activities, you've given us a lot to think of, a lot to anticipate. So we cannot wait, of course, Junior Parade tomorrow.
Yeah.
Forward to that as well. Thank you so much for stopping by.
You're welcome. And it's a pleasure. I wish everyone a happy Carnival. Let's celebrate as one. National Carnival 51. Bright and prosperous 23 to each and every one and to the staff. And it was a pleasure having me here. Thank you all.